So we'll move on now to look at an Irish Airman Foresees his death, which was one of the few poems that Yeats wrote that dealt with the idea of the war. So its concepts are World War I and the hardship in Ireland. And we have the themes of fate and inevitability, hopelessness, and existentialism. Looking at the techniques, in the overall structure, the poem has a rather repetitive one, 8-syllable lines, an A-B rhyming pattern, and that sets up a formal late romantic sort of voice. So that sense of rhyme is expected, so as you read it you're feeling that it's going to come, and that creates a sense of inevitability in you when you read. So the example here is, my country is Kiltartan cross, my countrymen Kiltartan's poor, no likely end could bring them loss, or leave them happier than before. So the rhyme creates almost a sense of anticipation, like you know what's going to happen. An antithesis, which is, remember, the use of two extreme opposites, is established to show the Irishman's attitude to war. So it seems as though Ireland's been struggling a long time, and so the World War isn't really news to them because they've always been experiencing hardship, and it's sort of hard for them to get enthusiastic about it. So this is shown in this antithesis. Those that I fight, I do not hate. Those that I guard, I do not love. So this shows that he really doesn't care too much about either side of the war, which is a very strange sentiment in that point in time, because patriotism would have been really rife in other countries, particularly Britain. Anaphora, the repetition at the start of phrases, is used to reject the traditional reasons that men go to war. Nor law nor duty bade me fight, nor public men, nor cheering crowds. So he's trying to distinguish himself from other soldiers and why they might have gone to war, and said that his reason is completely different. We have a mixture of positive and negative emotions established through contrasting diction. So they're unusual words to put together. A lonely impulse of delight drove to this tumult in the clouds. So that creates an unusual sense of almost confused emotion, which if someone signs up in order to fly and then die, you might expect them to have. Tumult can mean noisy actions, like an aeroplane in a barrel roll, or it can mean inner conflict or confusion. So maybe Yeats is trying to suggest that young Irishmen feel this way anyway, so going off to war to them is not necessarily a big deal because they have so many struggles at home. The anadiplosis, so again that's doubling back. The years to come seemed waste of breath, a waste of breath the years behind, creates an existential choice. Faced with the hopelessness of this life and this future, he has chosen a path which is going to kill him. So remember, existentialism is any theme that thinks about why we exist or contemplates suicide or any sort of depression or serious choices in life. So all of those are really combined in the Irish Airman. The repetition of the word balance and this, in this life, this death, suggests that the plane's wings have straightened after that barrel roll, so that whatever choice he's made, he's on smooth sailing to achieve it. But also that the cosmic scales are being balanced here, as though the war itself and all of its turbulence is a counterbalance of some other more civilized age. And we know that this kind of counterbalance theme is one that Yeats is very fond of.